scary. Could this be the restricted section Lisa mentioned? Doesn't quite feel like it, though. You don't think this place is hiding some terrible secret, do you? Like those rooms you always hear about in scary stories? You know, the ones that are usually totally off limits? That's true. We just kind of waltzed in here. And it didn't seem like the lock had been broken or anything. Wait, hang on a minute. This isn't the door we came in through. Are we even in the library anymore? You think? Wow, that's pretty impressive, building all this under the lake. Wait, no, that's ridiculous. No way is that where we are. Too bad Lisa's not working today, otherwise we could ask her. Well, we're here anyhow, and this place doesn't look too dangerous. Why don't we just take a look around? New places are meant for exploring, after all. You gotta try all kinds of new things to become a good and experienced guide. Ooh, look, a stuffed wolf toy, so cute! It's so fluffy and soft. Wonder who left it here. Oh, foolish traveler, you dare enter this fortress of doom without invitation? Prepare to be eaten alive! We should probably just leave it here for now. This place is huge, so let's keep on exploring!
Oh no! Sorry! Guests, hello! I've been waiting here for the longest time and nobody came. I was only planning to rest my eyes for a bit, but the sofa was so comfy, I guess I dozed off.
Let's I can talk!
Sure can! Talking is one of the things I can do. Alright, so... yes! Introductions are in order, aren't they? Greetings, my dear guests. My name is... Wait. What's my name?
Not sure we can help you with that one, buddy. Guess you were in a pretty deep sleep, huh? Seems like you're still waking up.
Huh? Really?
We're just messing with you. Anyway, Paimon's name is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Okay, great, that went well. At least this mysterious room doesn't rob everyone of their memories.
I must apologize. I must have slept for so long that I can't remember what's real and what's a dream anymore. I did have a lot of dreams while I was asleep. Okay, concentrate. Alright, so if I'm not mistaken, the current me is a concierge in charge of attending to any guests that find themselves here. Yes, you may call me Wolfie.
Okay, but, if all you can remember are your dreams, what makes you think any of them are real experiences? They're just products of your imagination, right?
You mean, if it comes from my imagination, it can't be real life? Oh. Well, it sounds like you know more about that kind of thing than I do. I can't tell the difference at all. I remember a time when a horrid curse was put on me. My heart was cased in unmelting ice, and I had to spend my days in agonizing solitude, surrounded by nothing but boundless tundra. I also remember playing with Whitefang in the misty forest. We chased golden butterflies, waded through rushing streams, and shattered the very moon beneath our feet. And I'll never forget marching in that celebratory procession with the other troops, being showered in confetti as I excitedly waited for Her Majesty the Queen to bestow her honor upon me. It was glorious. To me, all these events are indistinguishable from real experiences. Take my latest dream, for instance. I remember being in a garden of forking paths, and Madame Mage said to me, "From now on, you are a concierge. be sure to treat your guests well. Then I found myself here. And like I said, I waited and waited and waited. And now, finally, 2 guests have arrived. At last, I can fulfill my duty. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me?
Yeah, and who is this Madam Mage? Is she really just a figure from your dream? Seems like there could be more to it than just that.
Well, Madam Mage is Madam Mage. Just as you, dear guests, are guests. She and her friends, oh yes, and they're all mages too. Each one of them is a master of their own type of magic. Conjuring, illusions, and so on. One of them uses a quill pen to cast her spells. She has a very mysterious ink bottle that contains fantasy truth. I had a little taste when she wasn't looking, and oh my goodness was it bitter! Blech. But the other mages all love her magic. They use their powers of creation to transform her fantasy truth into true fantasy. How do they do that? I haven't the slightest idea. I'm just a toy with stuffing for brains. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me?
Yeah, what is this place? We came in here through this one door in the library, but we were never able to open it before.
Ah, well, congratulations on your successful entry, dear guests. This is a special room, one that can only be accessed by those who are invited. Seeing as you two have this privilege, you can invite your friends to enter as well. On that note, I'd better tidy up this place as quickly as possible. Oh, and I should prepare some tea and snacks too. You don't mind if they're on the sweeter side, do you?
Of course not! Wait, before we get ahead of ourselves, mind telling us where we are exactly? Are we even still in Mondstadt?
That is a difficult question. Madam Mage created this room using magic, and I don't know magic. Still, you have my guarantee as concierge that this is a safe and comfortable place. I sincerely hope you enjoy your time here. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me? Yes, I saw! You were magnificent! I was completely enraptured by your performance.
What do you mean, performance?
Well, Madam Mage says that every page of a storybook is a segment of the present. I'm sure only the most distinguished of guests are able to take the stage as the story's protagonist and put on a show as spectacular as yours. What a thrilling battle! Yes, that's what every story needs to spice things up. Naturally, those are the kinds of stories I love reading the most. I wonder what would make a good title for a book about your magnificent performance. Should we call it a saga? An epic? A tale of conquest? A chronicle of combat? Choices, choices. In any case, I do hope you will be so kind as to indulge us with more of your fine performances. In fact, scratch that. I'm afraid I shall have to insist. The story of the present is waiting to be written, and you, dear guests, are the ones to fill its pages. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me?
This place is getting more confusing by the second, but Wolfie seems alright, so we should be fine, right? Besides, our goal is to set foot in every corner of Teyvat, and the courage to boldly go where others dare not to tread is what will take us there.
Wow, what a wonderful line! Spoken like a true adventurer!
You bet! We're the real deal!
Is that so? Well then, I'd better make sure I do my duty as concierge of this place. I hope this can be somewhere for you to rest and recuperate when you're weary, so that you can embark on your next adventure refreshed and renewed. Come back here anytime if you get tired. I'll be sure to take good care of you.
You youngsters need to make sure you're getting enough exercise. You don't want to be huffing and puffing while your elders are still going strong. Why, this is a walk in the park compared to the field studies that her Ravatot used to send us out on. Never mind. No point in dredging up the past. Go on, then. I suppose you ought to rest if you really are tired. I've seen too many junior scholars ruin their health for the sake of their academic pursuits. Let that be a cautionary tale. Those who fail to heed the advice of their elders do so at their own peril.
how are you feeling? Try not to worry too much about the next fight. I've heard people say that having a good attitude actually benefits your health. Even if spearmanship isn't my strong suit, I'll do my best to protect you in this battle.
I'm afraid I still have some work to do before everything is ready. Thank you for your patience, my dear guests. If you'd like, you can take the stage and perform once more. There'll be toy medals waiting for you in treasure chests afterwards.
I do hope I'll get to read a story about a rebellious princess. You know, the type who sheds her long, cumbersome skirts and learns equestrianism, swordplay, perhaps even medicine. She'll live freely, take to the field to defeat evil personally, and defend the people and nation by her own hand. Huh. You know what? I might just write that story myself.
Before I go on a long journey, I tend to leave the children of the House of the Hearth with some homework to complete in my absence. Many of them, however, simply play to their heart's content for most of the time I am gone, then rush to get their homework done in the final few days before my return. They believe I am none the wiser, but I have simply elected not to expose their chicanery. After all, to complete one's work in a short time frame is a skill in its own right.
The wind rises.
I've always wanted to go off on a big, long adventure and grow old along the way, just like my dad's. I know there's a lot of bad luck waiting for me out there, and if I'm not careful, I might not have the chance to grow old at all. But my mind's made up. I have to do it, because adventuring is my favorite thing!
This is a nice little challenge, isn't it? Getting out into the world with your friends, exploring all its nooks and crannies. It's exactly the sort of thing you should be doing while you're young. Back when I fell into those strange ruins, I didn't have a single other person to talk to. I only had myself to rely on. Now that was a true challenge, let me tell you. That said, I wouldn't recommend that experience to anyone.
I rarely encounter opportunities to rest mid-journey. During battle, slowing down is even more out of the question. However, given that this is not a solo operation, I will go along with what you think is best. In any case, this is an acceptable place for a brief period of respite.
No, I don't want to chat. What are you making that face for? I thought you knew my deal by now. Fine. You can talk, and I'll sit over there and listen. Happy now?
Witness my rise!
Bravo! Bravo! Another spellbinding performance! Are you interested in learning any new thespian tricks? By which I mean dashing and elegant poses. In fact, what would you say to a friendly exchange? I'll teach you some thespian tricks in return for toy medals from the treasure chests. Friendship is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Ah, just the word itself gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling in my heart and my stomach.
Yep, gotta love friendship. But, when you say a warm, fuzzy feeling in your stomach, anyway, are you sure you're okay with just toy medals? What can they be worth if they're just toys?
As long as you believe, even toy medals can be more valuable than gold. That is the magic of imagination. Madame Mage told me that. I can't say I entirely understand what she meant, but... The thespian tricks, I actually got those from a wish I made to Madame Mage. So long as she thinks it's a fair trade, I think it should be fine.
Sounds kinda ominous. Don't a lot of scary stories start out that way? You make a reckless wish to a wicked witch, but you end up regretting it when she forces you to pay an impossible price in return?
I believe you're misunderstanding the situation, dear guest. There is absolutely nothing to fear. To start with, mages are quite different from wicked witches. And besides, I already told you what the price is. It's the toy medals. There's no catch.
And you're sure about that?
Yes, completely. In any case, I was the one who made the wish. So if someone has to end up paying an impossible price, just leave it to me. I enjoy watching your performances, so it's well worth it as far as I'm concerned. I wonder how many blank pages are left in this book. But not to worry. Even if we run out of space, new blank pages will be added very soon. I do look forward to the day when all empty pages are filled with stories.
You can leave the trickier opponents to me. You did invite me here after all, so I'll do my part for the cause, no problem. As for what part that'll be exactly, arrange that however you wish. I can handle it.
The books here are really interesting. They're full of twists and turns that all but defy even my intuition. I can't help but think this domain is a detective's mortal foe. Without a crime, there can be no deduction. And even the greatest storms simply rage on unchecked. But then I remember that all this is to help you. And that's what makes this long grind worth it, right?
Thanks for inviting me here. If there's nothing too urgent that needs your attention, why not take a seat and relax for a bit? I'll make you some tea. Oh, don't mention it. It's nothing, really. I'd hate to see anyone who needs my care tiring themselves out too much.
You intend to take a rest? I concur. You do look quite tired. Self-knowledge is a good trait to have. Better to walk at a slower pace if it means you will travel further in the end. I brought some coffee candies. Here, take one.
Where evil lurks, shoot on sight!
Go as one!
Buckle up!
Now you're testing my patience.
I wonder if that novel I read once is available to borrow here. Not that I was especially fond of it, I just didn't finish reading it, so I've always wondered what happens after where I left off. I really hope it has a happy ending.
You go ahead and get some rest. I want to survey this area first. We need to get some sort of security system in place, just in case of a surprise attack. Oh yeah, I'm guessing you've got all your essential supplies on you. If you're going to put them down, make sure it's somewhere everyone can see them. Oh, you want to come with me? Sure, that'll save us some time. All right, come with me and stick close.
If it's okay with you, I think we should check all the pillars in this room, just to make sure they're sturdy. If I spend too long in one place, sooner or later, accidents happen. It's not me I'm worried about, but if I'm gonna keep on adventuring with you, we gotta make sure everybody else is safe.
Inazuma shines eternal! No turning back! Drop your weapons!
Right now.
Hands where I can see them! Illusion shattered!
As a general, I must never break under pressure. I must remain calm and composed at all times and respond diligently to the changing situation on the battlefield, adjusting my strategy and cautiously redeploying my troops as necessary. As long as everyone works together towards victory, victory is possible, even in the most difficult of battles. Today, the task of planning the operation falls to you. You may use my experience as a reference, if you find it useful.
I know all these books are meant for children, but some of these stories are actually quite good. Here, for example. This one's the story of two parrots that sue each other. Each accuses the other of stealing a poem that they both claim to have written that morning. But since they only know how to imitate speech, the judge has no way of knowing who actually wrote the poem first. Such a fun story. Any chance I can borrow it?
It's not often that I have the chance to take a rest before the battle is truly over. I keep asking myself, can I really afford to take a rest yet? And if there are still monsters that have not yet been vanquished, the answer is no. I cannot stop now. You'd like to join me in a moment of meditation? Oh, all right. Close your eyes. Now, join me in turning your gaze inward, to the deepest part of your being.
Dear me, is it time to go off and fight again already? All this running around is getting quite exasperating. I have half a mind to transform into a kitsune and hitch a ride on your shoulder. You'd like that, wouldn't you? In your dreams. Oh, little one, you've still got a long way before Yae Miko the Wise and Beautiful permits you to see her true form.
Let's get it on! There is no escape! Inazuma shines eternal!
I know you are a formidable warrior, but we must not underestimate the monsters in this domain. They seem to come in endless waves. Nor should you be afraid. I am here to answer your call, and I will stay by your side until every mystery here has been uncovered. With this blade, I shall slay any foe that comes our way.
That rabble we fought sure picked the wrong crew to mess with. I'd say they won't make that mistake again. But we already made sure of that. With my skills and experience on your team, they don't stand a chance, no matter what they throw at us. I don't have eyes in the back of my head, though, so just make sure you got my back.
Proceed with caution, assess the situation, fire on command, and shoot to kill. Clear rules and a battle plan are essential to any military operation. Sticking to these rules while we're exploring this domain will guard us against a lot of preventable accidents. But of course, if things escalate out of control, I will act as the last line of defense to secure you enough time to make a decision on how to proceed.
Huh, the novels here actually aren't all that bad. But a little fried tofu and a few drinks would make things better still. So, little one, do you think you could pull a few strings and get your hands on some for me? Without them, I don't think I'll be able to muster the energy to help you explore this domain. Oh, the look on your face, so dumbfounded. I'm joking, can't you tell? Do you really believe the great Lady Guji herself would be so fickle?
Gooba, get the... Enhanced Animal Module 75. Stay...
Yeah.
Only a handful of my more experimental dishes have made it onto the Wanmin restaurant menu. In most cases, it's because I think the texture isn't quite right, or the flavor needs a lot more work. But that doesn't mean I'm about to give up. I know there are tasty dishes out there waiting to be discovered, and I'll find them sooner or later.
When storytellers tell tales pertaining to oneself, they often resort to slapdash stitchwork derived from decrepit documents, garnished with a glut of aggrandizement. Entertaining, to be sure, but do not believe everything you hear. Of course, if you wish to hear the truth, you need only ask me. In fact, one is suddenly reminded of an old tale. It begins with a gathering of the Adepti at Dreyun Karst.
What exactly lies in the deepest part of this domain? I actually have quite a few theories already. But given all the monsters we keep finding, it looks like we have a tough road ahead before we can confirm the facts. Still, it'll all be worth it as long as we find the answer in the end. At least, that's what I think.
I am considering whether to fetch my outstanding paperwork so that I can look through it during our downtime. Overkill? Maybe you're right. In that case, I'll brew some coffee. I'll make one for you too.
You need a break already? Your travels sure have made you soft. Can't we just go and get this over with? We're not fighting a trained army here. We'll run circles around those morons. All right, suit yourself. Just don't keep me waiting too long.
To me, battle signifies a duty and responsibility that cannot be shirked. But I do cherish the times when there is a brief lull in the fighting. I use this time to hone my skills through training. Right now, I intend to engage in a kind of training known as rest and recovery, which consists of 5 sets of deep breaths.
Are you tired? I know a trick that works great. Imagine all the enemies you're facing as delicious ingredients. With all that tender, delicious-smelling food nearby, doesn't it just give you a big burst of energy? Huh? Hard to imagine. Maybe it's just me then.
This domain is filled with mystery, but one fears that we shall miss much if we are too hasty to proceed. Perhaps we could pause for a moment. There is little of interest in this area, and if we were to while away the time through conversation, our throats would surely grow parched. Shall one fashion a supreme tea brewing machine one of these days? That way the fragrance of tea shall be ours to enjoy wherever we please. Yes, a capital idea indeed.
No turning back! Hands where I can see them!
Loba, get them!
Illusion shattered!
Eat this!
Quiver! Inazuma shines eternal!